And good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. It is 7 o'clock and it's ready to kick things off on a Wellness Wednesday. We're super excited as we head into the weekend. The home show is coming up. Are you all ready for gardening? You ready to aerate? My husband's like, no, please, somebody come over and aerate this darn yard. Aerating and lawn work and gardening and everything coming a bloom and springing forward, by the way. We'll talk about that coming up in weather in just a second. We are going to lose an hour of sleep. So I'm letting you know in advance. So don't come to Saturday and get into Sunday and be like, oh my gosh, the hour's wrong. I'm heading to church. What the heck's wrong? I'm letting you know in advance you are going to lose an hour of sleep. So we're springing forward as we go from Saturday into Sunday. Okay. Remember. We'll continue to remind you throughout the show. We're going to talk about some wellness today, and we're going to feature our sponsor at Spas and More, located here in Sunset Hills. We're going to check in with Angi Hess. I know you all love her. She's going to be at the Home and Garden Show this weekend. We'll talk about their incredible setup and just that overall walk of wellness. So as you're signing on, getting up ready this morning, feel free to say hello to your community. After all, again, this is your show, and we've got some exciting news to tell you about. I told you some really big things were happening behind the scenes. I can only sprinkle in a little bit to you today, but I'm going to tell you right now, you need to mark your calendars for two big things coming up on March 25th. We'll let you know all about that coming up in just a second. Let me give you the weather first of all, and then we're going to check in with Angi and then get into our wellness talk. So I do want to let you know, excuse me, today, some rain and storms are expected. If you look outside, it's foggy, it's cloudy, just like it was yesterday. 61 for the high today, down to 52 tonight. Tomorrow, those AM storms will end, but look at that, a high of 70. It looks like a really great day. 57 for the low. We're going to get into the weekend. It's going to be a little breezy. Storms in the morning and night on Friday. Look at that high, 80 degrees. So that's the highest in our 10-day forecast. Saturday, we've got some AM storms. It will end as well. 66 degrees. St. Louis City SC will be in action on Saturday. Down to 42 Saturday night. And I just mentioned what will take place on Saturday, and that is springing forward. In fact, our show today is springing forward without falling apart. What does that mean? Well, you got to stay tuned for the show as we'll do that for you in just a little bit. We get into Sunday, 68 degrees, and then into next week. Monday looks great, 76. Tuesday and Wednesday, we do have a chance of rain. In fact, a big change in temperature. You can see Tuesday, 75 for a high, Wednesday, 59, and we drop to 49 on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got a slight chance of rain. That's next week as we hit a high of 58. So wanted to make sure that we kick things off for you so you had your weather forecast. I'm going to do the news you can use in a little bit more of a back and forth talking fashion in just a second. We want to kick things off, though, as we talk about the upcoming Home and Garden Show. Are you ready? Have you ever been to it, by the way? It's back downtown. It's going to be an exciting time. If you have not been, you can get your tickets. It's March 6th through the 8th at America Center. So Friday's hours are 10 to 7. Saturday will be 10 to 5. Sunday, 10 to 5 as well. A lot of exhibitors. It's the 46th Builders St. Louis Home and Garden Show. And who's going to be there? Well, none other than our friend at Spas and More. Good morning, Angi Hess. How are you?
Good morning, Monica. I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. We are looking forward to this. So, how long has it been since it's been back downtown? Do you know that?
So the last one was in 2023, and they haven't had it the last couple of years because of all the construction around the America Center with the streets and everything like that. So
Absolutely. Well, this is fun. I used to go for years, and it's great to walk around. First of all, it's just wonderful to see all these small businesses that are involved in our community that we get a chance to go and support. But you get all these ideas for things that others are doing, or ideas of what things you want to do at your home. And if you have ideas already, it's for you to find people that can do it for you. What are you most excited about?
I mean, I just think it's great to be back down at the downtown one. It used to be the biggest home show in the area. Obviously, where it's going to have to come back from that, but we've done the home show downtown for years, so it's just nice being able to see everybody again because it's not the same people down there that do the St. Charles Home Show year after year. So
Right?
it's really nice to be able to see them.
And you had told us, so Angie was on with us a few weeks ago, and she was mentioning that at their booth, they're actually teaming up with someone else so that you can really visualize what it would look like in your backyard oasis to have your hot tub or to have a swim spa and then to have that landscaping around that. So, for those that didn't hear that, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we partner with a great gentleman. His name is Corey Miller with Visionary Arts Concepts. He has a booth just as you walk in the Washington Street doors, where he's part of the landscaping and backyard design section. And we were able to put one of our swim spas in his booths. And so he's got it all pretty with a retaining wall around it, just to give you guys and just give everybody a great visual of what your backyard could look like with a swim spa or even a hot tub, and give you some great ideas. So it's really great, wonderful. We get to partner with Corey and do that. It's something that we did the last time the home show was downtown, and he's been a really great friend of ours for a lot of years.
Okay, once again, if you're just tuning, as you can see on the screen, we are talking with Angie Hess, the owner of Spas and More. By the way, if you haven't been yet, I highly encourage you that you go and you support those that support us. We'll give you the address of where they're located at, and we're going to talk about what they will have there. So, Sunset Hills, if you are familiar with the area, it's on Gravois Road, 12957 Gravois Road. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday. So follow them on social media, their website as well, spasandmorestl.com, at spasandmorestl. So if we came to the showroom right now, what would the showroom look like? Because I know you were just recently at some big shows.
So we actually have been resetting with our 2026 product. So we almost have it back to being 100% full. You can see the new Michael Phelps MPLX 30 special edition up and running now. We have the new Trainer 19D Max in our showroom up and running, which is the largest swim area of any swim spa available. And it's just great to be able to have it full of product again, and all the colors, and seeing all the new things.
And so for the home show, are there any kind of really amazing specials you guys are doing?
Yeah, so anytime we have one of our big hot tub blowout expos, we have anywhere from savings, anywhere from 30 to 50% off the manufactured suggested retail pricing. We get direct coupons and factory direct rebates. So I have several of my sales guys who are from the factory who come and work all of our shows. We have four of them who will be there this weekend, and they'll be able to get us some outstanding deals on products that we'll have.
Once again, want you to come by the Home and Garden Show. 46 years. It's just absolutely amazing to me that's going on that long. So, we're talking about everything you need for your backyard. So, again, tickets are $10 at America Center for adults. They are 16 and under for, sorry, children that are 16 or under are free. And again, an opportunity to just see so much that's going on that could be possible at your own home. This is what's really become popular over the years. It's ever since 2020. Everybody's been doing this, right? Everybody's doing their backyard oasis. Do you find, because I know obviously, Angie, as I mentioned, during 2020, maybe 2021, 2023, 22, 23, et cetera, that people were doing that because so many people were home, right? We were forced to be home during the pandemic. You saw a big boost in that. Has it maintained? Has it gone down a little bit? How are things looking?
I mean, we really, during COVID, the hot tub pool industries all took off. We have really seen our industries hold pretty steady. We have, I think, for 2025 industry wide, we saw about a 10% decrease over the years previous. Can't say that for spas and more, so that's always a good thing. We're ahead of the curve. But that just means we're doing something right. And it means that we have a wonderful product for people to, not only make their backyard beautiful, but to help them, with their health and wellness journeys.
Absolutely. And I know we're all about supporting multiple small mom and pops, right? And so there will be several, but we want you to go by Spas and More's booth. So you're at booth 1830?
Yes, we're in booth 1830, and we have some special guests this weekend too. On Saturday, Cam Jansen and Jim Campbell, Blues alumni, will be joining us in our
Mhm.
booths for a little while, signing some autographs, selling some barbecue sauce. On Sunday, we'll have Tony Twist and Reed Lowe in our booth. And then you can catch a glimpse of us Friday morning on Studio STL in their live segments because they'll be broadcasting for a short bit in our booth for the morning. So.
Fantastic. And for those of you that don't know, it's my old station, Fox 2. They do a show called Studio STL. It's going to be a lot of fun. So before we wrap up, what are you most excited about for the show this weekend?
I really think because we're gonna have our new products, we're displaying our Michael Phelps special edition in the new product showcase. We're gonna have our 21-foot and our 19-foot swim spa there on display, along with just in general of the one of everything in our lines to have, just so people have see a good representation of everything that Master Spas offers.
So you would you encourage people like I know anytime I've gone, I just get a lot of ideas.
Mhm.
But if people are there and they just say right away, "Yep, on the spot, I want to purchase," can they buy at the home show?
Oh, absolutely. And
Okay.
we have days marked off for a week. If it's something that you want right away, we can deliver it, as soon as Tuesday the following week because we've got openings set aside for anybody who's ready to get it and get it going now.
Fantastic. So I'm just letting you all know, Angie came over to the house. We talked about where this all could be. Jim said he was going to go by the showroom. Instead, I said, let's just go down and see it all. Take mom out. So we're going to take Mama Jackie, get her out of the house and roll her around America Center. And then we could get a hot tub as early as next week. I love this idea. All right, one more time. So after the home show, you want to go in and say, okay, this is what I saw. Now I want to sit down and talk a little bit more. I didn't have my husband with me or didn't have the family with me, etc. You would go in to their showroom at 12957 Gravois Road at Spas and More STL. Check them out on their social media. Get some ideas of things that you might want for your own backyard. Spasandmorestl.com, by the way, is their website. All right. We'll be down there. We are excited to come by the booth. And since mom will be with me, by the way, mom agreed, Angie. She looked outside and she's like, that would be a really great area for a hot tub. I'm like, thank you. That's what Angie and I said.
There you go.
She thinks the same area that you and I said. All right, Ange, my friend, thank you so much. I am so excited for this weekend for you. I hope it is just a wonderful turnout. And again, looking forward to some really fun ideas.
That's great. I hope to see you and everybody else there.
All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. We've got wellness talk and our news you can use coming up next.
Thank you.
The world needs to be more positive.
Yep.
You know, the world, and I'm spreading positivity with my air fresheners. So
You and I both,
yes.
sir.
Sadly, I wasn't aware of the Monica Adams show until recently, and was I missing out?
I'm definitely going to turn this on in the mornings on our TV.
She's helping people to understand their value. She's helping women to transform their lives.
From the minute that we walked in, I felt just really comfortable and at home here.
You are always a ray of sunshine and positivity.
Thank you for what you do. I love this whole thing that you're doing.
It's good news. It's great news. It's uplifting and empowering.
But you were engaged, and I love that. So thank you so much.
Well, welcome back. That was fun. I love when we visit with Angie. So many of you have told me, I just love when you two are together. Y'all love Angie and y'all love Dot. And yes, my Southern just came out. Dot Fleshman will be on with us on Friday. That is our real estate talk that we do and our Friendship Friday. It feels like she hasn't been on in forever, right? But she has. It's once a month, the first Friday of the month that we get a chance to visit with her. So I'm really excited as we are going into the third month of 2026, how the housing market is looking, how people have been affected by the economy, etc. If you have any questions for her, or you know of someone that is looking to buy, sell homes, townhomes, villas, etc., please have them watch on Friday and ask questions. Okay. Before we get into news you can use, I am excited, so excited. I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. We are going to be going here This is Mary Tuttle's, located in Chesterfield. So this is one of two big things that we have on tap for you on March 25th. So this will be in the morning. We come in at 9 a.m. and you will be able to walk through. I highly encourage you, if you can, to join us. Now, I know some of you have to head off to work and you're like, oh, Monica, 9 o'clock, I can't do that. All right, well, at least watch until you have to run off to work and then come back and watch the rest, because this is truly a shop unlike anything you've ever seen. So it's Mary Tuttle's and Amelia's. That part was Amelia's. I'm talking things for kids, as you can see. I'm talking beautiful, fresh flowers. I'm talking jewelry. We are talking things, if you've got someone that you know just got engaged and you're looking for a really wonderful wedding gift, this is that area. You could go and get beautiful china. You can get some of your maybe home decor, which is what you will see when you kind of first walk in the door. And I mentioned jewelry. Look at jewelry, jewelry, jewelry galore. If you're looking for someone who you feel has everything, trust me, there's something here that they don't. And this is some of the new items, by the way, that they just brought in to Mary Tuttle's. I will show you this. This is what Jim surprised me with. You see those beautiful glass trees? This is from Simon Pierce. They're heavy and gorgeous, and then there's a base that they sit on that will light them up. Mary Tuttle's, Flowers, and Amelia's. So where are they located? Where will you be with us at 9 a.m. on March 25th? Right here. Mary Tuttle's, The Art of Living, 17021 Baxter Road in Chesterfield. I hope to see you on that day. If not, do me a favor and be sure to step in the doors and then tell me what you loved most when you had a chance to go and shop there. All right. Thank you all so much for supporting those that support us. I hope to see you. A lot of you always ask me, where's the next Mobile Monica? Rose just said a hot tub Mobile Monica at our house. Hey, you never know what I'm going to do. Okay. Oh, you'll be there? Oh, I'm so excited. For all of you that know already that you're going to be able to come, let me know. Drop a comment in. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of people that have told me I want to come by that. All right. I am excited, though, to tell you that not only that, at 9 a.m. in the morning, will we be there. We have something that I know a lot of you, that you knew this particular gentleman, and we came up with an idea for an even bigger announcement. And I can't go into the big announcement just yet, but just let me just drop some things in here. Have you seen this? Do you know anything about it? Have you been in South City on Hampton and you've seen these logos? Have you stopped in the doors yet? Have you maybe gone to the gym in Arnold and known, wait a minute, I think they're inside of Exist? Do you know about Exist? Well, you will. I'm giddy as ever to tell you the news, and I can't tell it to you all just yet. But what I can tell you is that on March 25th at 4 p.m. in the evening, are you ready? I don't want to do it too loud because Tessa's going to start barking. We are going to be doing a grand opening show at Exist Stretch on Hampton. More importantly, I am going to be sitting down with the wonderful Babs. You know her as Brian McKenna's best friend. We have been talking about wanting to sit down. Oh, I have chills. We've been talking about wanting to sit down and do a show to remember our beloved friend. It will be just 3 days after the 1-year anniversary of him unfortunately leaving us. If you don't know who Brian McKenna is, I highly recommend that you Google Brian McKenna St. Louis, and you'll understand what he meant to the area. You'll understand what he meant to the world. You'll understand that his spirit still exists in us. I have so many crazy cold chills right now. Exist Stretch is becoming a very big part of the Real Monica Adams Show, and our way of introducing them to my audience and for you to come by, walk in the doors. We want you to be there in person. So please shout far and wide about this show. Both of them. I want to see you at 9 o'clock in the morning in Chesterfield, and I want to see you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in South City on Hampton. Exist Stretch. Okay, I'll tell you exactly where they're located. More importantly, it's Babs and me sitting down for an hour, hour and a half, maybe even a little longer. We're going to have all of you, just like you used to with Brian and Babs at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursdays. We're doing it on Wednesday, March 25th at 4 p.m. We want you to come by. We want you to share your favorite memories of Brian, of Babs, just be with the community that he built, that South City wonderful vibe. So please, all of you that knew, start tagging your friends. You'll see a lot of this moving on social media. Yes. Kristen say, yay, Stephanie and Brian. Will you be there? All of you start telling your family and friends that this is taking place. So it will be an opportunity for not only us to remember Brian, but also it will be to a few days early celebrate Babs, because her birthday is coming up at the end of the month. So we thought we would do this right in between the two anniversaries. The one that just shocks us all, right? That we can't believe it's already going to be a year. And then the other is to celebrate the wonderful life of his best friend. Okay. So cannot wait to see you. That was a great announcement that I had. So I want to give you all the information that you need. Let me pull this up for you. So I was just mentioning, if you are familiar, and I'd love to know if you are, with Exist Stretch that's currently inside of Exist Fitness in Arnold, but this is their baby. This is them getting a chance to really showcase what they do and what they do really well. Because if you've never been professionally stretched, let me just tell you, you're missing out. You need to do this for injury prevention. By the way, if you're a golfer, there are a lot of golfers that are seeing marked improvements in their game by getting stretched properly. Why does that happen? Because the body's mechanics are taken care of by the wonderful people at Exist Stretch. So I'm just going to show you some information. You can go to their webpage right now, existstretch.com. They have two St. Louis area locations, again, South City and Arnold. And they have an introductory offer, by the way, a free stretch on them. Why would you not take advantage of that? Customers that are new to Exist Stretch can sign up to receive a complimentary stretch therapy and a consultation session so you can let that healing journey begin. We're talking about wellness today. No contracts, by the way, no commitments. The sessions roll over, so there's a lot of flexibility in this. Exist Stretch Therapy. I'd love to know if any of you have ever been professionally stretched before. And if so, let us know how it changed your life. Okay. So once again, big news. There's more. I mean massive news. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. All of you that are watching live right now, can you just put in the comments, welcome aboard Exist Stretch. I understand something big's coming. It is. It's huge. And when I mean huge, there's no bigger news that I can give you when I can give it to you in the coming days than this in our 3 years. I was so proud. Last night, I sat with my mom. I talked to Jim. I called my brother Brian because he's like the paternal aspect of me, feeling like I could call my dad. And I said, some really big things are coming. And my mom's comment was, I'm so proud of you, Monica. You have worked so hard for so many things. And I said, yep. And I'm so proud of who we're pairing up with. Oh, there's Babs. Babs says, it will be so good to see my friends from the Babs and Brian show. Yes. And we miss it so dearly. So I came up with the idea. I looked at Jim and I said, what do you think about this? I think we should do a show on March 25th. I think we should do it live on location, not at Bab's apartment, but on location at Exist Stretch, because I want the spotlight to be shined on Stephanie, who has done remarkable work in the community. Brian would have been a huge marketer for her. And so since he's not here, I want to do that through him, through God, through my Father up above. Yes, Amy, thank you so much. Everybody's welcoming Exist on. Christy said Exist in Arnold is right by my house. They always look busy. Okay, so there's Exist Fitness. You'll be hearing about them as well. And then the Exist Stretch happens to be inside of there. So kind of two separate entities. But if you are looking for a place to work out, Exist Fitness, check them out. And then look into the stretch side. Jenny said welcome as well. Please, everybody, just do that. Welcome them on board. This is awesome. Exist, Babs, and remembering Brian. It's still hard to believe it's been almost a year. I know it's just absolutely crazy. So I'm really proud of the work that we're getting ready to do together. And I'm excited for my viewers. Maybe you don't know who Babs is. I know there's a lot of new viewers that are like, what are you talking about? You'll understand. Watch live if you can't be in person on March 25th. Just trust me on this. South 94 Bistro. Hello. Welcome, Exist. Definitely be proud, Monica. I am. I had tears in my eyes last night because I've got some big things planned for them. Amy and everybody else, thank you. Rose said Exist, welcome. Everybody else, do it. Just like any comments you want to make to them. Good morning, Tony. Because Exist Stretch, Exist Fitness, and the other one I can't tell you about just yet are going to be a massive part of the Real Monica Adams Show, okay? Hey, Sandra. You're on your business page. Well, I miss you. I hope you're doing fantastic. All right, everybody. So that was the big news. And again, more to come. All right. More to come. Let's get into some news you can use stories. So this is kind of crazy. This was caught on a Ring camera. There was an explosion in Jefferson County that completely destroyed the home and it damaged the house right next door. Authorities told our friends over at First Alert 4 that the explosion happened on Whitehaven Court. That's in Imperial, by the way, for those of you that know Jefferson County. County, Missouri. So a lot of the neighbors said it shook their house, and they actually lived a couple houses down. Rock Community Fire Protection District, they said a call was made to 911 and a gas leak was reported. When firefighters arrived, they evacuated a mother and 4 young children from a house. 5 minutes later, neighbors heard a loud explosion. Firefighters say a crew burying fiber optic cable hit a gas line. Now, this is the good news. No one was injured by the blast, but the windows were blown out of 2 neighboring homes. And if you look at some of the pictures of this, it could have been completely devastating. Again, if people were inside. But the great news, this is a view, by the way, from up above. There were no injuries in this, but a lot of cleanup to happen and devastating when that happens, right? But again, the good news of all of that is no injuries. And I don't know if any of you live near there. If you saw any of that, please let us know. Also, in national news, thousands of cruise ship passengers, they are stranded as we continue to see travel across the Middle East grinding to a halt. According to CNN, at least 2 cruise ships have been stranded in this port for days now in Doha. That's Qatar's capital city. One of them has completed its itinerary, and the passengers on board were to disembark and catch flights back home. However, they do remain on board. They're unable to leave since the airspace across the Gulf is closed. Major airlines are canceling flights to and from the region. About 2,000 out of more than 5,400 flights scheduled to the Middle East canceled yesterday. Other cruises were left stranded because they couldn't sail through the area. So operations on the ship will continue as normal until the matter is resolved. Now, I looked into the Associated Press. They're saying about 30,000 German tourists are stranded because of the conflict, stuck on cruise ships, in hotels, at closed airports. Some of the passengers are stranded within the Middle East. Other tourists are stuck in different regions. So I'm going to ask all of you, do you know anybody that is affected by this right now? And we continue to follow, obviously, the news nationally and internationally. But I wanted to tell you that because there are a lot of people who are traveling right now, just coming out of winter, looking forward, obviously, to warmer weather, but they're still trying to get back home and they're stranded. So feel free to drop any comments in there about that. This I also, in health news, wanted to make sure you knew about. The Public Health Department is confirming cases of chickenpox in our area, actually in the St. Louis County School District. Principia School is a private pre-K through 12 Christian Science boarding school in Town and Country. There are 512 students there, and the County Department of Public Health has confirmed that there are cases of chickenpox at Principia. They told KMOV that the school has fewer than 10 confirmed cases. The first was confirmed in their lower school back in February. The Department of Public Health says it's working with the school's administration to monitor the situation and provide health guidance. So the department is recommending this. Students and staff that are up to date on the chickenpox vaccine, they need to be that way. Stay home, though, if you're experiencing symptoms consistent with chickenpox, following exclusion guidance issued by the school and public health officials. Practice proper hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette. Principia, of course, says the school's nurse practitioner is working closely with the public health officials to prevent further spread. And they say students without evidence of immunity, such as no prior history of chickenpox, and unvaccinated have been asked to not attend events. Group gatherings, the school says, have been canceled. And we just did a really beautiful feature on them just a couple of months ago. So we become friends with a lot of them. So our hearts, our thoughts are going out to all of them. I know that they're doing everything they can to take care of each and every one of you. So again, some confirmed cases, but they're doing everything they can. And obviously, all of you, if it's in your school district or if you've got kiddos, keep them at home. All right. Now, you tell me this. This is one of those that I want to kind of go back and forth with you. Do you think that these look anything alike? Buc-ee's is suing a convenience store chain. They say that the moose looks too much like their beaver mascot. Okay, I say no. Buc-ee's is suing an Ohio-based convenience chain. They allege their moose mascot looks too much like Buc-ee's famous beaver. They filed a federal lawsuit last month against Kohl's IP Holdings, LLC. It's the company that operates the Mickey's convenience store chain. The lawsuit alleges trademark infringement and unfair competition. Okay, I'm going to ask you right now, drop a comment in. Do you think these look anything alike? I think it's a stretch. That's again, I'm looking for your opinion on this. They say Mickey's logo features a cartoon moose facing right with wide eyes and a smile set against a round background. Bucky's alleges that the design too closely resembles their beaver mascot. They also claim in the suit that Mickey's predominant use of red in the signage, the uniforms, and the branding contributes to consumer confusion. Are you confused? The lawsuit centers on Mickey's rebranding from Mickey Mart to Mickey's and an updated logo that Bucky's believes more closely resembles its own. By the way, they previously filed a petition to cancel Mickey's trademark registrations within the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office back in August of last year. Bucky's is asking the court to permanently block Mickey's team from using the disputed logos and destroy all related materials and award the damage and attorney's fees. Kohl's IP has not yet filed a response. Bucky's is demanding a jury trial. So I'm going to bring it up one more time as you're watching. Do you think these resemble each other? All right, just say yes or say no for me. My response is the answer for me is no. I think it's a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to go to the comments right now before we move on with more news you can use, and I want to know what you all say. Let's see. Jenny, yes, a stretch is open on Hampton, but the grand opening, because it was kind of a soft opening, the grand opening is going to be with us on March 25th. So I'm going to give you the exact address. It's 5605 Hampton. Okay, write that down. 5605 Hampton, and their phone number is 314-800-9722. They are right next to, I think it's Palm Beach Tan. They're in that strip. So yes, Jenny, do me a favor. Go in. Say you just heard them. Say, I am so excited that you're going to be a part of Monica's show. And I don't mean a little one. It is a massive announcement that we're doing together. So yes, Jenny, get in there. Debbie, got it on my calendar. All right, Debbie, you're coming by. I love it. Miss seeing Babs and Brian every Thursday. I know. So this is our way to bring that back. The explosion was intense. Oh, Jenny, wow, you're in that area? I'm confused. Babs that exist on March 25th. I thought the flower shop was. Yes, it is. So don't be confused. Rose, one more time. Mary Tuttle's is at 9 a.m. and at 4 p.m. we are going to be at Exist Stretch on Arnold. So we have 2 shows that day. 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So I'll see you twice. If you can come by in the afternoon as well, I'd love that. Okay. Christy says, no, it looks nothing alike. Rose, Bucky's needs to spend the money on new eyeglasses. Linda, those 2 mascots are so far off, a closed case in my book. Chris, I do not think that they look remotely alike. Jenny says no. Kristen says no. Kathleen says no. Stephanie, no, they don't. Karen says, laughing, no. You tell me. There's not one person on this show today that has said, yes, they look alike. Exactly. All right. So we're going to move on beyond that, but feel free to keep commenting. That is my scratch head of the story. Okay. So scratch my head story of the day. The next 2, I'll be there for the 25th. I will stop by Exist to welcome them and try it out. Fantastic. Keep those comments coming in. This is your health news of the day, and it really fits into some of the things I've been going through, and others of you told me that you have as well. For those that are dealing with moms, dads, aunts, uncles that are older, grandmas, grandpas, here's some fall prevention for the ones care of them. Exercises like Tai Chi, yoga can help improve balance, reduce the risk of falls in older adults. There are exercises that are designed to strengthen their muscles, improve their coordination, increase flexibility, all factors in lowering their fall risk. So we've got to take care of them from a muscle standpoint, right? The danger of the long lay, by the way. A lot of people like to just lay around, being unable to get up. So they call that the long lay. It can lead to dehydration, pressure sores, broken bones, head injuries, bleeding. So a lot of people in the industry are recommending learning how to fall safely. They said there's no shame in using an assisted device such as a walker, having adequate lighting in the home. That's very important as well. Keeping pathways in the home clear, and that there's technology, of course, that adds the lighting so that they can, maybe you have a smart home where you can say, turn the lights on. So here's what we are going to tell you. Stay physically active. Make sure that they do, including chair exercises or chair yoga if mobility is limited. Have a doctor review their medications that may affect their balance, address the hearing or the vision issues. I just took mom yesterday to Costco to get her new hearing aids, practice balance exercises. We've got PT and OT coming to the house, right? Use assistive devices such as walkers. Mom is doing it religiously and has promised us she'll continue to do so. Clean their glasses regularly, improve the lighting in the home. As I mentioned, keep the pathways clear and use age tech devices and fall alert buttons. Any of you dealing with this? Any of you becoming caregivers, right? It happens. You're going along in life and then suddenly life changes and you're taking care of mom and dad. Why? Because they took care of you, right? So those are some of the recommendations from the authorities that are working in this industry on a regular basis. The other part is this: mild cognitive impairment. What is normal aging and when do you seek help? Memory slips don't always sign dementia, but some signs warrant a doctor's visit. And I want you to be thinking about this. They don't always say, okay, well, that's just normal. We forget things. People are so afraid of dementia, by the way. Oh, so afraid that they take every little lapse into it. The first signs, the second signs, they say that's not it. But the fear of dementia leads many people to misread ordinary forgetfulness and something more serious. So there's an aging expert that said a diagnosis of mild cognitive impairment, or MCI, should not be cause for panic. In fact, the quote is, people really flip out over that. But the truth of the matter is, if you're diagnosed with it, there's only a 10% chance it's going to morph into a more serious chronic memory problem. The Alzheimer's Association says 10 to 15% of people with MCI go on to develop dementia. So if you have something that interferes with your daily life, see a professional, a neurologist, a neuropsychologist, get tested, get evaluated, and then follow up. But don't just project that you're going to have a memory impairment for the rest of your life. For anyone experiencing memory problems that affect daily life, again, see a professional for evaluation. And you see some of the things on the screen right now: memory loss, disorientation to time and place, problems keeping track of things, changes in your mood and behavior. All right, are you getting just irritated, or are you just getting to a point where you're getting very angry? And it's very unlike the emotions that someone would normally have on a daily basis. Difficulty performing your familiar tasks, or problems with language, poor or decreased judgment, misplacing things on a regular basis, withdrawing from work and social activities. That's a big sign. And then challenges understanding visual and spatial information. Do you have your moms and dads and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas, et cetera, or people that are still driving? Kind of scary, right? Because all of a sudden they end up and they don't remember where they are. They don't remember how to get back home. And then all of a sudden there's that senior advisory that goes out that someone is missing. So we don't want any of those things. All right. So that's some of the information for you to know, just things to be looking for, be aware of it. Let me go back to some comments here. The animals are looking the same direction. That's about it. Yes. Maybe because they're both brown, Linda. Oh my gosh. You don't have to be elderly to fall. I have fallen twice in the last few months. I am bruised up right now. Oh my gosh, Rose, I am so sorry to hear that. Need a show on memory stuff. You got it. I always ask, what are the topics you'd like? You got it. Dementia runs in my family. I'm trying to keep myself sharp. So I wanted to bring that into play. Okay. How about this one? I just asked you about the Bucky's Mickey's thing. What about this? Jim Carrey's representative is speaking about clone conspiracies that are out there after fans say the actor is looking unrecognizable. Multiple sources say conspiracy theorists are wrong and that the actor accepted his own award in France last week. Some believe a look-alike took his place. Carrey's representative and the general delegate of the award show both say that the person on stage was Jim Carrey. It was a Caesar Award. The general delegate made his assertion in a statement to Variety. Many fans took to social media to say that Carrey looked different than usual. His new look has prompted discussion about whether Carrey has had plastic surgery or whether the person at the event was even him. Okay, have you seen it? Do you think that that's a different person? No, I think it's an older Jim Carrey with long hair. What is going on with people? Let me see here. In some cases, confusion, memory issues can be a sign of other medical issues. Yes. Okay. So Jenny, I'm glad you brought that up. UTI issues are a good example. My mom had a UTI when she was either in the hospital or in for the 2 weeks that she was in the care center before she came home. She developed a UTI, and I absolutely saw that affect her memory. And I was like, let's before we say that there's something wrong, let's get her away from that. There's also a very serious thing that's called hospital delirium. It's a real thing. So you put that with a UTI? Yes. Let that pass, get the antibiotics, make sure that's out of their system, then start to see if the cognitive aspect comes back. All right, let's get into some sports news. The Billikens are in action tonight. It's the very first time I'm ever going to be able to go. Well, hopefully I'll have more in the future, but this is the first time I'm going to a Billikens game. Are any of you going to be there? I'd love to see you. The Billikens are playing Loyola. It'll be at 7 o'clock tonight, and then their last game of the season is on the road. They will be playing George Mason. That game is an afternoon game on Saturday at 3 p.m. We flip to the Blues. They're in action against Seattle. It's a late game, by the way. It is a 9 p.m. face-off. Then it's the Blues and the Sharks on the road on Friday, also 9 p.m., and the Blues in Anaheim taking on the Ducks on Sunday. That game is at 8. So if you're a diehard fan, you're going to be up for all that and you're going to be tired. National Day of Calendar, Hug a GI Day. I love that. National Grammar Day. It is National Marching Music Day. If you have sons, please honor them. Today is their day, National Sons Day. Maybe get them a pound cake. National Pound Cake Day on this March 4th. And I have to say, happy birthday to my middle brother, Craig. We're taking him to the Billikens game tonight, by the way. Happy birthday, big brother. I hope you have a great day. All right, TIA or stroke issues. Always best to ask a medical professional if you have any changes or falls. Absolutely. Just like the recommendations, seek out a professional. Babs, I am a perfect example of a fall and a hip replacement. Keep moving. I love this though. Babs, we didn't want to have her stay in the house. So Stephanie is such a sweetheart. Stephanie is going to help Babs come on over to Exist Stretch. And if you're just tuning in and you didn't hear, we've got big news to tell you about on the Real Monica Adams Show. You're going to be seeing a lot about Exist Stretch in the coming year. Exist Stretch, their grand opening again at the location on Hampton. I keep stressing this is all about save a date because you're going to be hearing a lot. You're going to be seeing a lot in my social media and on my live shows. Exist Stretch, St. Louis Hills, 5605 Hampton Avenue. Their website is existstretch.com. They have 2 locations. We are going to be one more time at 4 p.m. doing a live show, big grand opening. I want to see you come by, even if it's for a little bit. Maybe you're on your way home or you can sit with us. I want you to be able to meet me and Babs in person and get a chance to maybe even hop on the mic and share some of your favorite stories about Brian McKenna, because it will be just a few days past the unfortunate aspect that he left us 1 year ago. I can't believe that is coming up, but looking forward to seeing Babs. We've done some shows together. We've had a lot of fun, and I'm excited for Babs to be my guest coming up. Again, March 25th, mark it on your calendar, 4 p.m. So to not confuse you, yes, Rose, 2 shows that day, an incredible shopping show at 9 a.m. and shining the spotlight on Mary Tuttle's, and then the grand opening of Exist Stretch that afternoon. So yes, we will be busy and we're excited because my whole thing in life is all about supporting small businesses that support us. All right, more about wellness and taking care of you, what your life looks like when you do take care of your wellness. All of that coming up here on The Real Monica Adams Show. All right, folks, I want to tell you about another event coming up, and that is going to be a business spotlight. So I want to make sure that you know there's a lot of things that our show can do for you. The Mobile Monicas we absolutely love, and a lot of times those are live on location shows. But sometimes people say, I would like it to be where you come and shoot and you do this really incredible business spotlight. And that is what we're doing here. Divine Longevity and Wellness. Write that down because, again, it's just many people that are supporting this show. So this is for so many things. Divine Longevity and Wellness bringing hyper-personalization to the St. Louis area. They are at 106 Four Seasons Shopping Center, which is in Chesterfield. So here's just a little view as you walk in the door to Divine Longevity and Wellness. There's many things that you come to them for. And Dr. John Arshadi told me the biggest right now is for hormone replacement therapy. I can't wait to see this thing though. This is a red light therapy bike. They also have aesthetic services. They have weight loss. A lot of people are coming in for tirzepatide, but hormone replacement therapy, he said, is probably the number one thing. We're also talking about full body scans that they can do for you. All of this, and then this is not a tanning bed. There are so many things from a wellness aspect that they have at Divine Longevity and Wellness. Once again, located in Chesterfield on Baxter Road, 106 Four Seasons Shopping Center. No, I'm sorry, not on Baxter. 106 Four Seasons Shopping Center, Suite 110 in Chesterfield. It's Divine Longevity and Wellness.com, 314 514 5364. Cannot wait to introduce you to Dr. John Arshadi. He will be our guest coming up on the 16th in studio, telling us his backstory. So I told you there's a lot of things happening, a lot of shows coming up in April, coming up in May. We are booking into the summer already. Good morning, Aunt Tootie. Oh, she said, I'm excited about Exist Stretch. Yes, right? Here's what we can do. We're thinking about maybe bringing Pueblo Solis food in. If not, when the show wraps up, trust me, I will be going over to Pueblo Solis if we don't already have them there. Again, if you're just tuning in, there's so many things I want you to do, save the dates on. So March 25th, 9 a.m., Mary Tuttle's, 4 p.m., Exist Stretch. Divine Longevity and Wellness. Look for that to be a beautiful business spotlight after we sit down and we talk with him on the 16th and hear his backstory. The other thing I want to tell you about is, have you ever heard, first of all, just tell me yes or no. Have you ever heard of thermography? Thermography. Do you know about thermography? Do you understand that you have a choice when it comes to you getting your girls checked? Because there's a lot of people that have told me, Monica, I don't like the idea of radiation and I want to take care of myself. 100%. I understand that comment. Now, for the longest time, I did not know that there was an option called thermography. My friend Dot, who we'll be talking to on Friday, in fact, we can bring this up. Dot is the one that told me about her experience of going and having thermography and how she's like, Monica, this is what I want to do moving forward. I'm going to tell you right now that there are a lot of people in the industry, mammograms, ultrasounds, thermography, that work together. So on this Wellness Wednesday, I just want to kind of sprinkle it in for you, but we'll learn much more about this. I went and had it done, and I had my report come in yesterday. So these are the images that are taken. Okay. So it is thermography. There is a camera that is taking these images, and they will be able to detect from a blood flow standpoint. Is it triggering something? Not triggering something. Does it notify them of something that is possible? At that point, you then have a choice to say, okay, something came up that was abnormal, and now do you go and get a mammogram or do you go and get ultrasound? For me, it would be then an ultrasound, because a lot of times, and for those of you that have maybe had this experience, you personally or someone that you know, if something has come up on a mammogram, do they not actually tell you to then go get an ultrasound? So my question was, why not bypass the mammogram altogether and go to the ultrasound? You know, April's coming on our show, by the way. She is the owner of Midwest Thermography. She's coming on our show Monday. I think it's going to be a really powerful show. I want you to tune in as we talk to her, first of all, about her walk to that. She has owned Midwest Thermography for the last 11 years in Town and Country. But I'm so fascinated by this, so fascinated that we have this choice, because growing up, all I ever heard is, you got to go get your mammogram, got to go get your mammogram. And then people started saying, is it safe for us? So I'm going to ask her all those questions. I just want to know if you've ever heard of it. First of all, what does my shirt say? It says corks are for quitters. No, never heard of it. Michelle, hey, Michelle, how are you? Bridget, yes, love thermography. I used April about 5 years ago, and she was so comforting and thorough. Bridget, by the way, I just want to welcome Bridget aboard. Did you all see her yesterday? What a powerful show. There were a lot of people that said, welcome aboard. And if you haven't, do me a favor and welcome Bridget. I'm going to pull this up for you real quick. Bridget Childress, Legal Nurse Consulting. Did you see her show? If you didn't, do me a favor and go to the website so you know what she does. ChildressLNC.com, and you can find her on LinkedIn as well. Bridget Childress. By the way, she is on Facebook and she's on Instagram, Bridget Berry Childress. You can follow her, interact with her. I love the fact that we did the show yesterday, and immediately she had someone who reached out to me and said, I had a hair-raising moment, Monica. I normally don't get a chance to watch you live, but God meant for me to listen to your show yesterday. I need her services. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. That is the quickest return on an investment for a sponsor I've ever seen in my 3 years. So Bridget, by the way, welcome aboard. So I know you all are doing great and your welcoming exists. Can you do me a favor and do the exact same thing if you didn't do it yesterday in the comments? Tell Bridget that you are excited that she is a part of the show, and we've got big things to do together with her as well. Some exciting things. Okay, so from a wellness standpoint, how are you all doing, by the way? I just want to check in on you before we wrap up here in the next 10 minutes and I go check on Mama. I want to do a check-in. Okay, so we're springing forward. And if you didn't hear, I told you that at the beginning. So don't go into this weekend and say, I didn't hear anything about it. Yes, you did. Springing forward without falling apart. First of all, people hate that they lose an hour of sleep. I get it. But I want you to beat the time change blues. I want you to win at wellness. How do you do that? You got to I know this sounds like a broken record, but it's repetitive. It's kind of like advertising, right? We talk about our sponsors and you go and support them. And you say, thank you so much for being a part of the Real Monica Adams Show. Look down below and you'll see all of them that have been on with us. Some of them for years. Some of them are brand new, as you'll see. So JG Optimal Wellness, she joined us a handful of months ago. Spas and More has been on with us for almost a year now. Slyman Brothers Appliances, same thing. Defiance Ridge Vineyards, 2 years strong. Dot Fleshman Realty, we're going into our second year. Bridget Childress Legal Nurse Consulting, brand new to the show. Your name, by the way, can be there. And it will, because you will see 1, 2, 3 more names on that for sure. If not 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Can you see the glow in me? I am so excited. I'm almost freaking out a little bit. I talked to my dad, I talked to God, and I was like, I'm ready. Let's go. So you hear this a lot when people walk away from a business or they decide to have that entrepreneurial spirit, that it takes the grind of 3 years of hard work. And then I'm not saying that things can't happen and then suddenly maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to that business? I'm just telling you that it takes that first 3 years to say, I've made it. And then you go forward and things really exciting start to happen. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So do me a favor, share, like, follow our live stream, let everybody know about the positivity that we bring you and the direction and the guidance that we give you. So as I'm asking you that question, how are you doing? And the reason I'm asking that is that it is March 4th. And for a lot of people that made those New Year's resolutions, you've already fallen off the wagon. I'm going to tell you it's okay, but I want to bring you back on. I want you to get on this journey with us. So tell me what facet of your life in these final 10 minutes or so, can you tell me what has gone wrong for you that you felt was going right in the first month? Because January, everybody's, dry January. New Year's resolutions, going to the gym, getting their finances in order, getting a new job, being a better person, reading the Bible, going to church. There's so many things that people do in their New Year's resolutions, but the top ones are usually eating healthier and working out. Have you already faltered on that? Are you blaming yourself? Are you beating yourself up? Are you looking in the mirror and calling yourself all sorts of names? Well, I want to get you out of that. Okay. I want this launch pad today to be able to spring you forward into the next quarter, because we're coming up into the first quarter of the year as we get into April. And I want you to get outside more, get the vitamin D. The weather's going to start turning nicer. I know it looks yucky today. I know it's foggy. I know it's cloudy, but I want you to understand that if you sit inside, just kind of like what we were talking about in the health news for our elderly, right? If they are giving up on themselves, nobody's around them, or anyone that has an injury, if you were to stay and give into the injury, that means you would be sedentary. That is never good. A body is meant to stay in motion. A body at rest stays at rest. A body in motion stays in motion, right? You've heard that before. It's important to understand that it's very true. And we've got to keep you moving. So you just saw, I can help you physically. I can help you mentally. I can help you spiritually. I just had someone who used to work out with me say, can I come back? Of course, I never shut those doors. For whatever reason, people have to go in and out. Whether we do classes, we do semi-private training. I have private training. I have a client coming in just a couple of hours. I have a life coaching call coming up in an hour. Yes, I'm here for you. There may be a time where I have to say no because there's some really big things coming for our brand that maybe it's not me, but I tell you what, I have a team of experts that I would say, this person I trust. Go train with them. I just said Exist Fitness is coming on board with us. So you could go to that gym. You could hire their trainers. More importantly, let them stretch you. That's going to be such a big part of what I will be talking about. And then from the mental side, don't give up on yourself. Even if you have already, it doesn't matter. Today's a new day, right? We're springing forward to a new day. It is a mindset shift. and I don't say change because people, like I say, always have an aversion to change, mindset shift. And when you're able to do that shift, you're right back on the horse. Don't stay off too long. Jenny says, Pueblo Solis is the last place I saw Brian earlier in March of 25. Whenever I have gone to Southampton restaurants, it was common to see him pop in. He truly was the kindest human. Now it makes me think of him when I visit the restaurants. Good. Support them. Linda, exactly. I've had 3 mammograms come up with questions. So then they do an ultrasound. Yeah, they have always come back okay. I wish they would skip the mammogram, especially for those like me who have had false mammograms. I'm sure insurance is part of it. We're going to talk about all of that on Monday. But Linda, my main thing is to tell you, you have a choice. So skip the mammogram. Go. I mean, even if it's out of pocket thing, I'm not big on the radiation. Finally, it's here. I am so excited for springtime. Yeah, I know, right? Happy for you. So much better than you saying, than giving us traffic. You're a blessing to many. Hey, Rose, I did not want to stay in that. It is what it is. It's in the past. I had pain in my right hip, bothered me, went to my ortho, had x-rays, bursitis in my hip and my left hip. So cortisone shot and exercises, I'm feeling better. Well, Stephanie, I'm so glad. So get yourself moving. Again, my main part of this before we get into our devotional is to just check in on you. I want to know if you stuck to your New Year's resolutions. I'm asking you to be honest because I want to take you and give you the permission to start again. March 4th, rarely do we see people who make resolutions stick to them. And that's why I'm really not a fan of New Year's resolutions. I am just a fan of saying, okay, I'm going to make some choices and I'm going to make small ones. I'm going to shift some things so that my life starts to go onto the path the way I want it to go. So the New Year's resolutions happen, and even the Monday syndrome. I see that a lot as a trainer. People are, I didn't do good this weekend. I'm going to get right back on the horse. And I'm like, wait a minute. When did it go wrong? Oh, Friday. I didn't eat the best. Okay, well, what happened on Saturday and Sunday? Did you just give up for the weekend? Yep. The other thing is people are like, it's Monday. It's a case of Mondays. I'm going to do it. Oh, I didn't do good. I'll start again next Monday. So you waste another 7 days. Do you have that mentality? If so, I'm not shaming you. I'm just trying to shift that mindset because it's not going to serve you ever. The reason the weight is on, the reason you're not eating healthy, the reason your mind is not the way it is, the reason you don't have the life you want, the job you want, the relationship you want is because you keep giving up on yourself. And I'm asking you today to believe in yourself more and to have some self-love because you can have the life you've always wanted, but you've got to take the steps and you've got to be a big part of it. It's not just going to be handed to you. It's not going to be gifted to you. You got to play the role. And then you got to ask for some help. Be willing to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help at all, right? It's a great strength, by the way, men and women both. Yes, had some bumps, but hopped back on, putting Rose as a priority. Amen, Rose. I'm so proud of you. Linda, this summer I plan on asking them to do just the ultrasound. I hate that mammogram machine. A man must have designed it, right? But I'm telling you, Linda, you're going to love listening to the show. Everybody else, on Monday, you may want to do the thermography. And obviously, if something pops up, then you could go to the ultrasound route. But the thermography is very, very interesting. And all you have to do, I can't show you the footage. We're going to try to figure out a way to blur me because my mom came in and took the footage. You sit in a chair and you're just like this, and the camera's taking pictures. Okay, so obviously you don't have anything on. I can't show you that footage. That would be the real Monica Adams. I'm going to show you more, as I said before, of the images themselves. As I showed earlier, I'll show you this again. This is what will come from that. So these are the images. You can obviously see I've got my arms up in the air, but that's the images that you will see. And then they take that and it is read. It's read by doctors that are all over the world. And then she was able to get me that report within days. I went there last Thursday and I had my report yesterday to give you some peace of mind and to give you some things to be looking for and always doing your self-exams. So that's for us. The other thing is ultrasound. For men, by the way, think of prostate health. Ultrasounds. The radiation, there's more and more information out there that we're looking into. Is that harmful to us? And if it is, then why are we doing it? So you do have a choice. It's the biggest thing I say. You have a choice. And that's the message I'm going to leave you with. You have a choice. You have a choice to stay sedentary. You have a choice to beat yourself up. You have a choice to believe that there's a black cloud over you and your life is not meant for anything better. No, that's a mindset. You're in the wrong mindset. Surround yourself with the right people. Get involved in clubs. Do your passions. Find your hobbies again. again and understand that better days are ahead. First of all, you've got to believe in yourself. Secondly, you have to start surrounding yourself with people that are of the same mindset, that do the same things that you want to do, and you're going to love it. You're going to share them together. That's what's important. Again, do not continue to follow the same path and expect a different outcome. That's just crazy, folks. It's not ever going to happen. All right, devotional for you coming up, bringing faith into play.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Well, welcome back. I hope you got some good information, and I hope that some of the words that I said help empower you. Once again, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, I would love to see you and bump into you down at the home show. We'll be there. Mama Jackie, myself, Jim, my brother Craig might even be down there with us. Again, happy birthday, Craig. Hope you have a great day today. But the Home and Garden Show is going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe it's been 46 years. Back at America Center. So the hours again, Friday, 10 a.m. to 7, and then Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5. Be sure to go by and support Spas and More. Meet Angi in person. So if you're going by, be sure to go to their booth. Can't wait to see what they have on display there. So we're going to have fun with that for sure. All right. So we're going to do Bloom and Grow as we wrap up today's show. We have different devotionals. Some of those we purchased, which are the 100 Days to Freedom books from Stephen Arterburn. And then I've had so many people give me devotionals that we mix into the show. This one is 365 devotions for gardeners at heart. And the reason I wanted to bring this in is because the Home and Garden Show, right? It just makes sense. This one is, let's see, March 4th. Okay, let's flip to March 4th and see what God has in store for us today. I love how he weaves in things we've been talking about. It matters to that one, it's called. You, O Lord, know me. You see me and you test my heart toward you. That's Jeremiah 12, verse 3. Have you heard the anecdote of the little boy, his father, and the starfish? Walking the beach together, seeing the myriad starfish stranded on the sand, the boy began tossing them one by one into the ocean. Son, there are thousands. Don't bother. It won't make a difference, Dad says. Tossing another back into the water. The boy said, it mattered to that one. I'll bet you're not at the beach, but like me, you're in your house. Maybe you're in a garden. You're starting to do the planning for that. Watching the honeybees pour out of the hive on a warm spring day, overwhelmed at their sheer number. My mind greedily turns to the honey that they'll share come July, but I'm open and often face to face with a single bee collecting, transporting single nectar droplets, pollen grains one by one, flower to flower. She's doing vital work for living things before heading home to feed her queen. We each wonder at times if our life and what we do matter. I just talked about that, right? Like the who's in Whoville, we find ourselves straining to be heard and seen and even known. A lot of people say, do I even matter? Yes, you do. For assurance that you do. We can return time and again to God's word and the biblical commentary of nature for the answer. It is always yes, and it is always amen. So that's one to grow on and ponder. Dear Father, grant me reassurance that despite having billions of lives in your care, you see me. Help me fathom the grace and love you set aside just for me and the work that you've crafted for me to do on this earth. Because yes, the answer is 150% you do matter. All right. You're welcome, Stephanie. I'm glad you're back on track and doing your swimming. Happy birthday, Craig. I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. And to all of you, I greatly appreciate it. More of you and I together tomorrow. And then on Friday, Dot Fleshman joins us for a little friendship talk and real estate talk as well. And then we head into the weekend and we go to the Home and Garden Show. And then we're back with April from Midwest Thermography on Monday. On Tuesday, we have, I believe, Angela Carter. Let me look real quick. we've got some busy days ahead. Yep, Angela Carter from Mary Tuttle's. You want to know more about her? And before you go to her store on the 25th of March at 9 a.m., you get a chance to know her backstory. So April and Angela, can't wait to have you on the show next week. All right, everybody, have a beautiful one. Again, even though it's cloudy and foggy, get out there, just get a little vitamin D, even if it's not in the sun. You still have it peeking through somewhere. Maybe we'll have a glimpse of it. Remember, brighter days are always ahead. God bless you and be kind.